you're not crazy for wondering if some of these North Dallas suburbs are totally overrated, because some of them are. And what's worse is a few of these so-called best ones come with deal breakers no one's talking about. I'm not here to sell you a shiny new master plan or booming appreciation. I'm here to help you figure out which suburbs you'll actually love living in and which ones could actually leave you stuck with long commutes, aging infrastructure, and serious buyer regret. That's why in this video, I am ranking North Dallas suburbs from worst to best, and I'll show you the affordable areas that come with hidden trade-offs in schools, lifestyle, and long-term value, and the sweet spot suburbs where families can balance pricing and quality of life and growth. And the ultra exclusive neighborhoods or suburbs at the very top, where homes hold their value no matter what the market does. My name is Preston Gale. I'm a top 1% realtor here in the Dallas, Texas area, and I've helped over 100 people relocate here in just the past few years through this channel alone. And my job is to make this process as easy as possible and give you as much information as possible to save you the most time, money, and effort. So let's get after it. So we're going to be ranking these from 1 to 5 stars. 1 star is budget friendly, but could be problematic. 2 stars, decent value for the buyer, but there definitely are some trade-offs. 3 stars is the sweet spot, balanced lifestyle and stability. 4 stars is premium picks with luxury growth. 5 stars is going to be the gold standard, resilient top tier communities. So first up on our list is going to be a community that's way far north of Dallas, but is getting talked about a whole lot more, and that's going to be Sherman, Texas. Now, Sherman, Texas is well over an hour north of Dallas and is probably a place that not a lot of people have talked about as far as being a Dallas suburbs, but I've got news for you. It is a Dallas suburb, and we're going to be built up all the way to Oklahoma before you know it. This area is booming like crazy. We've got a population sitting around the 50,000 mark. There's pretty much anything and everything that you would need up in the Sherman area. It's located right next to Denison, Texas, and it's got the beautiful Lake Texoma, which is one of my favorite lakes in all of Dallas, Texas, because it's actually got a sandy beach bottom. You could rent a boat, literally pull up on any shoreline and have your own little private island for the day. So it's got a lot of good things going for it. Texas Instruments did a $30 billion investment in Sherman, Texas not that long ago. They're actually about to open up one of the factories, and this has brought over 3,000 jobs to the area. So I've helped people move to Sherman and all over that are located near this area. And that's just some of the infrastructure that's being built here. There's tons of jobs, tons of growth, and it's right along Highway 75. So like I said, it's way further north of Dallas than a lot of people are looking. But if you're looking for a place to live and don't need to commute to Dallas and you want an affordable option, it could be a good option for you because of all the growth. And if you're not looking to live in Sherman, it is probably one of the top locations to buy investment properties right now, because you can easily get a home under $300,000. And I'm not talking about a crappy home, I'm talking about a beautiful home that's brand new, sometimes on larger lots, 2-car garage, everything that you're looking for under the $300,000 mark. And I'm actually under contract myself to purchase a new construction home in the Sherman area here within the next month. Sherman recently passed a $540 million bond for the school district, so they are actually building lots of brand new beautiful schools. So if you are somebody looking in that area, you will see that the school system is definitely up and coming. It doesn't have the best ratings as of now, but it has definitely gotten much better, and the schools they're building there are absolutely beautiful. One of the things I love about Sherman is the downtown area. They got music on Main during the springtime and farmers markets, and it's right next to Denison, which also has similar family style events. They've got nice little homegrown restaurants with some food that you would not be able to experience kind of in the larger city type areas. So it's just a really cool location, cobblestone streets, and you can actually go out there in the middle of the week on a date night, and it is a huge downtown. You may not see but a dozen people. So as of right now, there is a lot of growth there, but you can still get out and not be super crowded in this location. The one Big downside, I would say, to the Sherman area is just the regulation and things in place for city codes and building. If you go to the downtown area or Sherman in general and just drive around the area, this is what I tell people to look out for. It's just kind of like going back in time. You'll see that some of these areas are going to have a beautiful new construction homes or older Victorian style homes that are very well taken care of. And then right across the street could be a dumpster fire. That's just kind of how it is. You'll have a beautiful house over here, a tire shop right across the street, or trash piled up somewhere. So the city is cracking down on these things, but you just don't see anything like that. And then further southern North Dallas areas, I would say, there's just more rules and regulations in those areas. So that is something, if you do drive to Sherman, you will see a lot of areas where you're like, it's a little bit confusing. And of course, the crime rate is a little bit higher in this area as well. But I think for a long-term play, Sherman could be, you know, another Frisco or something similar to it in the next 10, 20 years. The next up on our one-star list is going to be Mesquite, Texas. Now, we are way further south now, very close to Dallas, just on the east side of Dallas, right next to Forney, Texas. So before you get to Forney, you're going to have Mesquite. Now, Mesquite used to be an awesome place, great place to hang out. Town East Mall was a beautiful area. I loved growing up and going there as a kid, but it's kind of gone downhill since. If you're looking for, you know, a home in this location, it is still extremely affordable. You can find homes in the, you know, the upper 200s, 300,000s that are actually really nice, but the crime rate here is going to be higher than a lot of the locations in North Dallas, more than the majority, I would say. And it just doesn't seem like it's headed in the right direction. And you'll know what I'm talking about if you drive over to the Mesquite area. They just haven't taken care of a lot of these locations. You know, it just doesn't look as good as it did when I was a kid growing up in that area. The school ratings in this area are also not the greatest. You're going to see anywhere from like a C- to maybe a B, B+ in these locations. So schools are not as good. So if schools are super important to you, Mesquite may not be the best location for you. If you are looking to move to Mesquite, if that just fits the bill, you visited the area, it works for you as far as commute, it's just the perfect location for you, then Solterra is a master plan community in Mesquite. Basically, it's all its own. It is awesome. Incredible value for the money. It definitely doesn't feel like you're in Mesquite, Texas. It's like 1,400 acres, master plan community, some of the best builders here in the Dallas area, and it's way more affordable than the surrounding locations. So that has been a very popular spot. So if you're dead set on being in Mesquite, Solterra is the place to be. Next up is going to be the 2-star suburbs, and we're going to head about 40 minutes north of Dallas to Anna, Texas, about 10 minutes north of McKinney, Texas. Now, Anna has been in the top 5 fastest growing cities in the nation for quite some time now. It's just in the perfect spot as far as affordability and location to Dallas and the other major suburbs, right off Highway 75. You can use the toll road to get up to Anna as well. And they've just got a plethora of new construction options all over the place. Different style of builders, and you can easily get a home in the 300,000s, 400,000s that are really, really nice. If you want a big style luxury home, you're looking at the $500,000, maybe $600,000 price range for a new construction home. They also have resale and a few homes that are going to be in the acre lot community. So Anna's never going to be a town or a city that's going to have a lot of luxury items or things to do as far as entertainment goes. But as far as a good and solid place to live, it's definitely that. I lived there for about 2.5 years while I was renting to build the home that I'm currently in, and I actually enjoyed it. I laughed at a lot of stuff people complained about on all the Facebook pages. So if you want to hear some negativity, always follow the community Facebook pages for the place that you're moving to, because it is always hilarious. So I actually enjoyed it. There was a lot of good things going on there, a lot of great community events. If you're doing anything in Anna, it's going to be right off of White Street, right off 75. That is basically the strip where Walmart's, Brookshire's, and then a couple of chain restaurants, little mom and pop shops that are going to be right there on White Street. That's pretty much everything. And if you're looking for the all-in-one biggest master plan community in Anna, Texas, you're going to be looking at Hurricane Creek on the west side of Highway 75. Now, I will bring up some of the things that I do like about Hurricane Creek and not so much about Hurricane Creek is they do have an additional mud tax in Hurricane Creek, so you will pay a higher tax rate. The first phase of Hurricane Creek was anywhere from like the 50s to 100-foot lots. And if you know anything about the Dallas area, new construction 40 to 50 foot lots is pretty standard here in this area. 50 is probably the average. So these were on large lots. They built homes that were like 2,400 square feet up to about 5,000 square feet. Big, luxurious 2, 3, 4-car garage style homes. And in the next phases, it's all about the Benjamins, and they brought in some more affordable builders on some smaller lots. Now, I don't think this is a terrible thing, but I think it is not the best for those that built those beautiful luxury homes in the front of the neighborhood. So we've got some cheaper builders that have moved in there. But overall, it's been one of the most popular communities in the Anna area. It's got its own fire stations, building its own school right now. The biggest complaint also is that they were supposed to get multiple amenity centers, pools. People have been paying high HOA costs there for quite a while now, 4 or 5 years, probably even longer, with absolutely nothing to do there, but they're finally building those. So if you're looking to move somewhere in the Anna location you're looking now, then it could be a possibility that those are going to be completed by the time you move in. Another place that I bring up is Anna Capri, which is really, really popular, but that is the builder Megatel. They build these lagoon-style communities that actually never come about. I'll just bring that up. They're all over the Dallas area, and I've yet to see a lagoon, but I've seen signs up for about a decade now. And that builder hasn't had the best reviews overall with clients that I've had in the past. So I'll just leave it at that. Just do your research, reach out to me before making these big moves. Next up on our list is going to be Princeton, Texas, just southeast of Anna, Texas, and basically attached to McKinney, Texas on the northeast side. So Princeton is right there with Celina as the fastest growing area in the country. I believe right now it's right at 1. They kind of battle each other out. So Princeton is extremely popular, and a big reason is because of its location. It's right off 75 and Highway 380, and this is probably the #1 spot if you're looking for affordable new construction options. They are everywhere, and they are extremely affordable. If you're a big family that doesn't have a huge budget and you want a big nice home, Princeton's going to have that option. You can even get a 3-car garage, beautiful trophy signature home, and a master plan community for, $400,000. I'm talking a big house, very big. So because of these options, because of its location, it's been very, very popular. But the biggest complaint about Princeton is that it's right off of Highway 380. 380 is a stop and go highway. It's like war every morning during your commute. It's going to be like war every day once you get out of the office and you're trying to pick your kid up from school. It's just a battle. There's tons of 18-wheelers going back and forth because of all the new construction or construction in general in this area. And it's probably one of the ugliest drives into a town that you're going to see anywhere. You know what I'm saying? By going through there and looking for a home. You pull off on 380, there's old rundown tire shops and just nothing really pretty to look at. It just looks like a bunch of warehouses and stop and go traffic. So that's the biggest complaint about Princeton. And it's just the majority of the area over there is going to be rentals or very cheap, affordable new construction options. So they do have some solid schools, some brand new schools. So they have some good things going for them. They've got a good new city manager that's actually a friend of mine who's making and helping Princeton head in the right direction. So I don't think it's a bad area whatsoever. If you're looking for an affordable home, it could be one of the best options because it is one of the fastest growing areas. I think you're still going to hold that value as far as your home value in the future and be able to sell that. So it's got a lot of good things going for it, but it's one of those places you just need to check out for yourself before making that final decision. Next up is going to be our 3-star communities. We're going to start off with Melissa, Texas. Now we are just south of Anna, Texas, and just north of McKinney, Texas. So in a solid location right off 75 and 121. And Melissa has basically been keeping pace with these other locations as far as growth, but it's going to have a top tier school district, whereas those other areas are about the B-rated school system. Melissa is going to be an A-rated school system, and they pour tons of money into their school district. I tell people all the time that haven't heard of Melissa, Texas, just look up Melissa High School, and not just the high school, but their football stadium. They put hundreds of millions of dollars into their students and the football stadium and all the above, and new elementary schools, new middle schools. Everything that they've been doing over there has been, putting value in kids. So it's been a great location. It is one of the safest places to live in all of Texas. I believe a study just came out recently. It was number 3 in the state of Texas, and the state of Texas is like 7,000 different cities. So one of the safest places to live in the entire country. Great A-rated school system, safest place to live, great location. The downside to Melissa is, one, it's also going to be an area that just doesn't have a ton of things to do as far as nightlife. There's never going to be some high-end fancy restaurants in Melissa, maybe some mom and pop shops, some shopping centers here or there, but nothing really all that special. It's going to be mainly small master plan communities. One of my favorite master plan communities is going to be Liberty, but unfortunately, they don't really sell new construction there anymore. I think Bloomfield has a few homes left, but if you're looking for a resale home, that is definitely one of my top options in the Melissa area. But with the solid school system and the location that it's in, I think it's always going to be a great value, not only now, but in the future. And the other big downside to Melissa that I have to tell people before they move there is that they have the Melissa dump on the northeast side of Melissa. So it's not as big of a deal as a lot of people make it out to be, but you do need to be aware of it. There's a big dump in Melissa. You know, people make jokes about it all the time. You will be able to smell it a handful of times a year. It's not one of those daily things, but if the wind blows in the right direction, it could be a problem. And I will tell you, they build communities right on top of this place. They call it Mount Melissa, and you do not want to build right on top of it, but people are buying them, and I would just suggest against it. I just think the, long-term appreciation, and when you put that in your listing description that you live next to the biggest dump in the area, it's probably not going to be the best thing for resale. But I do think Melissa is an amazing location, especially if you're raising a family, and it's something to look into. I will say that Melissa is going to be a little bit more expensive than those other locations that I've talked about so far. There are some affordable new construction options, but they're going to be a little bit smaller. But some of these areas are going to be a little bit higher end. And a lot of that has to do with not only the location, but the school system. Where the school systems are best, and they have been for a while, the home prices end up going up more, and they have nicer home options to choose from. Melissa has also been a top option for those people who are looking in the more expensive suburbs and still want to get their kid into a great school system. A lot of those have been going to Melissa, Texas. Next up on our list is going to be Little Elm, Texas. Now, we are on the west side of town, just north of the DFW airport, very close to the Colony, Frisco, Prosper, Oak Point, that whole area right next to Lake Lewisville. So Little Elm is tucked right in the middle of Lake Lewisville, which is an extremely fun lake during the summertime. That's where a lot of people like to go and hang out. Little Elm has kind of been one of those areas that's just nothing crazy special about it, but it's in an amazing location for those of you who have to commute, for those of you who travel quite a bit and still want to be in a great area, but not have to spend those insane prices that there are in like the Frisco location. You're also very close, or a lot closer, to the Fort Worth location. So as far as location goes, it's in the center of everything, and it's very, very popular. Crime rate is a little bit higher in this area. The schools aren't going to be nearly as good as a place like Frisco, but the good news is that a lot of these areas share school districts, so you can buy a home in Little Elm on the Frisco ISD side. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to save a little bit of money on a home, buy it in Little Elm, but be in Frisco ISD, and you're going to be in an amazing spot. A lot of people that choose Little Elm are going to be those people that really don't want to pay the crazy prices that Frisco and Prosper have to offer, but still give you that similar lifestyle and location as these other places. Next up is going to be our 4-star communities. We're going to be starting off with McKinney, Texas. Now, the majority of you, if you've done any research on the DFW area, you've heard of McKinney, Texas. And the reason why I love McKinney is it's got something for just about everybody and everyone's budget. You name it, they're going to have it. We got homes on the northeast side starting in the 300,000s. You can be on the west side of town and spend well over $10 million. So they've got a little bit of everything. You've got the southeast corner with the historic downtown McKinney, one of the best downtowns you're going to see anywhere. It looks like something right out of a Hallmark movie. You've got dozens and dozens of restaurants and shops and things to do in the downtown square, and they're going to have events almost every single weekend for every holiday. You're never going to get bored, and people come from all over to this area to enjoy downtown McKinney. It's one of my favorite places to go on a date night or to bring the kids to festivals and fairs. And then you can head over to the west side of town and be in a place called Adriatica. Adriatica Village is like a Croatian village on a lake. It's got $5+ million homes all around it. It's got some restaurants. It's a really cool walkable area and just unique landscape that you're just not going to see in a lot of areas. And there are parks everywhere all over McKinney, Texas, on the north side, on the south side, dog parks, walking trails, mountain biking. So they've done a really good job of keeping a ton of these trees and creating great parks and systems in McKinney, Texas. I know it's nothing like a lot of those places that you see on TV where people are hanging out. I lived in Montana, for instance. It's nothing like any of that, but if you're going to live in Texas in a place that's not known for its topography and beauty, McKinney is a great option to get as close as you can to that. McKinney's got some of the best master plan communities to choose from. You've got East Ridge on the northeast side, which is going to be some of the most affordable options. East Ridge and South Ridge master plan communities starting in around the low 300,000s. On the north side, you've got Trinity Falls, which is going to be one of my favorite master plan communities in all of Dallas, Texas, with tons and tons of trails, 18-hole frisbee golf, multiple resort-style pools, weight rooms. It's got a Del Webb in the back, pretty much anything and everything you could want in a community. It's got Astor Park, which is going to be a new master plan community or semi-new master plan community, been around for a year or so now, that's going to have its own little gated sections in each area. So once again, McKinney has a little bit of everything for everybody and everybody's budget. And if new construction's not your thing, they've got some amazing historic homes and resale homes all over McKinney, Texas, starting in the 300,000s, going up to well over $1 million. Next up on our list is one that we talk about quite often. That's going to be Celina, Texas, one of the fastest growing in the entire country, and for good reason. It is just north of Prosper, Texas, and just north of Frisco, Texas. So as you can imagine, those places are in the top tier as far as cities go, and Celina is going to be next. And just like McKinney, it's got an awesome downtown location with family events, restaurants, and things to do. They've got that small town feel with tons of growth headed in that location. And one thing to note, when you do go check out Celina, there's going to be more ranches and open space than there are going to be, commercial and neighborhoods. It's kind of daunting for some people when they drive around. They're like, there's nothing out here. But I promise you, it's coming, and it's coming very quick. They're expanding the Dallas North Tollway up there right now, and they've got some of the best master plan communities anywhere in Dallas, Texas, and many more to come. Some of those master plan communities that are my favorite are going to be Mustang Lakes, going to be the high-end luxury old horse ranch with beautiful homes everywhere, Cambridge Crossing, and Light Farms, which is a mix of just about everything. It's very similar to a place like Windsong Ranch. So amazing communities, so many more great communities to come. They've got HEB, Costco, everything coming out that way, and so much more. And right, like I said, you're right next to Prosper and Frisco. So if you're looking for an amazing place to raise a family, or for that long-term appreciation where you're not going to lose, Celina is probably one of the best bets you can make. Celina recently passed a $2.3 billion bond for 10 brand new schools. So they're putting tons of money into the school system. If you do look up the school ratings, they're around an A- overall right now. But I will tell you, these smaller towns that have this massive growth with all these brand new schools coming up that way, they're just going to get better and better. And if it's anything like what happened to Frisco and Prosper, I see them being one of the top school districts in the state and in the country down in the future. Next up, we're going to be talking about our 5-star suburbs, and I'm pretty sure you can make an educated guess on what some of those are going to be. And number one is going to be Frisco, Texas, the mecca of master planned areas and basically the new Dallas. If you don't need to go to Dallas for anything when you live up here, because Frisco, Plano, and these areas have absolutely everything. Frisco was about 6,000 people around 1990, and we're looking at over 250,000 people as of today, and growing really, really fast. Now, they are almost maxed out on space, and that's why homes are going for a whole lot more in this area. If you want to live in Frisco, especially for new construction, you're going to be looking at small townhomes or single family in the 600,000s and up, just about anywhere that you look. We've got everything that's exciting and that you want to be next to in Frisco, Texas. We've got the new PGA headquarters with the Omni Hotel, actually one of 2 Omni hotels in Frisco. We've got the Cowboys facility, the $1 Billion Mile, with another Omni hotel. We've got the Fields Frisco, which is basically going to be the mecca of master plan communities, probably one of the best master plan communities in all of the country. You're going to be able to ride your golf cart over to the PGA headquarters and just go get around a golf in. It's going to be absolutely incredible. These areas they're also building the Universal Studios for kids that's supposed to be opening up this next year, which is really, really exciting. So anything and everything that is high-end luxury or exciting that you really, really want to be around is in Frisco, Texas. It's not like a lot of these other communities that we talked about that are going to have the mom and pop shops, a small town feel. Frisco is totally different. It's more of an urban feel than suburban feel when you are in Frisco, Texas. And I can guarantee you it wasn't always like this, but now that is the way it is. It's right off of 121, so there's easy access to basically everything in Frisco, and you are never going to get bored in this area. Right outside of Frisco is the Colony, the Grandscape, which has got everything under the sun as far as entertainment and shopping is concerned, for adults, for kids, you name it, it's going to have it. So an amazing area. If you've got the money to live in a place and you don't mind spending a whole lot extra compared to what you could get right up the road. Me personally, I'm going to go right up the road, get a little more for my money, but Frisco is an amazing option for a lot of people, not only families, but for those of you who may be young bachelors or retired folks that like to be in the center of everything. Frisco is also known for its top-rated school system, their student-to-teacher ratio. There are tons of schools in Frisco, Texas, because they really want to make that student-teacher ratio, keep it low no matter how much they grow, and they've done a great job of that. And even though it's been one of the fastest growing areas in the country, it's always ranked as one of the safest cities for its size anywhere. Last but not least on this list for 5-star communities is going to be Prosper, Texas. Now, everybody knows Prosper, Texas, just north of Frisco, Texas, and just south of Celina, Texas. Now, this place wasn't all that great about 10 years ago, but now it has turned into, just like the name sounds, very prosperous. They have some of the best master plan communities anywhere in Dallas, Texas, and anywhere in the country for that matter. It's an incredibly safe place to live, incredible homes everywhere. You are going to pay a whole lot more for a home in Prosper, Texas. You're going to be hard-pressed to find anything under the $600,000 range in Prosper, especially for a new construction home. So you're going to have to pay more to be in a top-tier school district, which Prosper has. They have some of the most insane schools you have ever seen. And when I say insane, I mean insane. There's Richland High School that just opened up, and then Walnut Grove, and these places look like high-end universities. And I'm not just saying that. These places are beautiful and no expense was spared in these locations. If I was a kid, I would absolutely love to go to school here. And a lot of people move here from other areas that are paying tons of money for their kids' education, but they can come here and get it for free and get it at a very high level. These places are amazing and nothing like what I grew up and went to school at. And if you're looking for an area to hang out or shop, there's the Gates of Prosper, a massive commercial area with tons of shopping and dining options. And if Prosper doesn't have what you're looking for, don't worry, you're right next to Frisco, you're right next to Plano, and all these other major Dallas suburbs that have just about everything. That's one thing that I brought up many times. If you're looking to move to this area and you're worried about your commute time to Dallas, I wouldn't worry about that unless you're working in downtown Dallas, because it has everything you need north of the big city and basically just less traffic and not as pretty of a skyline. But other than that, everything is brand new and has everything you want to do that Dallas would have and then some. So whether you're looking for an affordable home with some upside in a great up-and-coming community, or you want a high-end luxury home over $1 million with a restaurant right down the street, there's going to be a little bit of everything for everyone here in the North Dallas area. That's why my family and I choose to live up in this area, and that's why I choose to work this area, because I feel like it has the most upside, the most to do, and long-term appreciation. I feel the most comfortable with putting my money where I think the most growth is going to be. This place is so fun. There's so much to do here. And if you live in the outskirts, you can get a ton for your money still, be in a great school system, and in a safe area, and just have that long-term appreciation play. So if you're looking to move to the Dallas area or have any further questions about these suburbs or any other surrounding suburbs, please don't be shy. Give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I'll be happy to help you and your family make a smooth move to Dallas. Hope to see you around town.